Since the founding of the United States, we the people have codified racism. It pervaded the everyday lives of each American citizen and materialized most powerfully in the KKK, an organization that to this day seeks to purify American society by means of discrimination, torture, and genocide.
The Ku Klux Klan. This racial terrorist group formed in the 1860s has been a driving force of segregation in American society. In 1915, the Klan reemerged in Atlanta, Georgia. Urban industrialization in America increased immigration, and with that came increased racial tension. White supremacists rushed to register for the new Ku Klux Klan and joined an organized group against the changing races in America. This raging terrorist white supremacist group harassed and hated and segregated and beat and lynched and killed not only African Americans, but Jews, homosexuals, Catholics, and other minority race groups. The Klan changed America. Minorities lived in fear, the government was influenced, and the Klan gained power over people. The Klan instilled an attitude of both racism and segregation in America in the 1860s, but major segregation and more intense racial hate in America was prompted by the Klan's actions after reemerging during the 1920s.
How far is too far? How far is too far when you're the target, the victim, the one being shot, bombed, burnt, hung, even killed? This hate group, these terrorists, the men behind the masks, demonstrate hate to the nth degree towards not only blacks, but Jews, Catholics, immigrants, or anybody who wasn't like them. They were the American Nazis. Due to struggles during the Great Depression, the Klan temporarily disbanded, but the hate never left. In a time period where the proper noun, the KKK, was relatively quiet, the hatred they stirred was heard loud and clear.
At the beginning of the 1960s, the Klan functioned as a clandestine movement and fought the nation's gradual accommodation towards integration. Their tactics didn't change from previous generations of the Klan, using guerrilla warfare to sabotage events, ambush, and raid. This tactic of warfare instilled uncertainty in the activist movements, and blacks moved from fighting for equality to saving their families and themselves from the hands of the Klan. These Nazis of the United States also used forms of terrorism to show their power, ensuring that non-whites were held under the foot of the Klan. It's even instilled in their saying, black may be beautiful, tan may be grand, but white is still the color of the big boss man. During the 1960s, the Ku Klux Klan, along with their allies, were responsible for the majority of assaults, floggings, murders, bombings, and other tactics of racial discrimination reported throughout the South. Not even the police force in these southern states were willing to stand up for the minorities, and non-whites felt both violated and hopeless. The Klan also saw a substantial surge in membership during this decade, a response of whites to the historic sit-in movements executed by young black civil rights activists. As a result, the 7 clans of America came together to coordinate their activities, and the group came to be known as the National Knights of the Ku Klux Klan. The National Knights were made famous by their act of coordinated cross burnings. On March 26, 1960, newspapers in the South reported over 1,000 individual crosses being burned throughout the states of Alabama, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, and other southern states. The burning crosses symbolized this unified movement of the Klan, evoking even more fear from non-whites who felt trapped in a society whose goal was to drive them to self-removal.
The KKK's power may be less than it was 90 years ago, but the Klan still exists. Klan members inhabit nearly every state in the U.S. and continue to pursue their hateful agenda. More important than the Klan itself is its legacy. The hate embodied by the Ku Klux Klan is mirrored by hate groups in the United States today. The Westboro Baptist Church is the most visible example. Their blatant and offensive protests and hateful statements toward gays have been heavily influenced by the KKK's actions toward African Americans. The sensation that the Klan has historically caused drives all hate groups today to extreme methods perceived as effective in the promotion of their hateful messages. The Klan's overwhelming influence as the first and largest hate group in the United States history will never cease to motivate more and new hate groups to brutally attack specific factions of American society.